So I got my new, well, new to me, oscilloscope that I purchased on eBay. I'm unpacking it now. It's supposed to come with cables and two original HP scope probes. Looks like they're in that baggie there. It's actually all one piece. The oscilloscope and the cables are all in one, all together. Let's see. Looks like it was pretty well packed. So can you tell what kind of scope it is yet? I don't even really remember. I think it's a B&K. Yeah, they did a real well job packing that sucker. Had packing all the way around all the sides. Some styrofoam on the front and rear. Not too shabby. Very well done. Yeah, if I can get this out without dropping it. Alright, well, let me put my phone down before I have a catastrophe. So I got her unboxed. It's a BK2120. They made a B model of this too, a 2120B. This is before that, I suppose. Probably not as well a performer. This is supposed to be a 20 megahertz scope, which is what I'm replacing. That HP 1220 model was also 20 megahertz. This one's a 90-something model, I would think, and that 1220 was from the 70s or 80s. It's pretty old. It looks like all the knobs are in good shape. I don't see any physical damage. A little bit of discoloration, dirt or something. If I was anal about it, I'll wipe that off. It's nice. It's got a little carrying handle. Well, so let me get her set up and see how it works. So I've got the scope in its final position and all plugged in and ready to go. It looks like it's probably a little bit wider than the old unit, but definitely not as tall. So let's see if it'll power on. Got a power light. And, oh, got to trace pretty fast. That means its CRT is good and strong. Focus adjustment works. The trace rotation looks like it's set pretty good. This is channel 1, so yeah. Channel 1 is this button, channel 1, channel 2. So that's channel 1, that's channel 2, and yep, it works. Variable vertical position works on channel 2. What about channel 1? Yep. Okay, let's try the time base. There, looks like it's working very well. Okay. I've got the trigger source on channel 1 right now. Let's see if if the little test pulse that's on these things work. Let's see, this guy right here. It says 0.2 volts peak to peak. Okay. Adjust the voltages per division. Oop, wrong direction. Okay. All right, we're getting something. Oop, wrong one. All right, so see if I can get that to stay on there. All right. Will it trigger? Yes. Okay, so trigger level's working. What about focus? Yep, focus, intensity. Yep. That signal looks kind of weird, but I think that may just be the generators, a little sloppy. Supposed to be 0.2 volts peak to peak. I'm on a half volt. No, I'm not. What am I on? I am on 5 volts per division, but I'm using a 10x scope. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be 20 volts. That'd be 20 volts, but I have to divide by 10. So it's 2 volts peak to peak. 2 volts peak to peak. Okay. I guess that's a 2 instead of a 0.2. So I think that's correct. All right, well, so what else can I test on this? Oh, AC coupling, that's DC coupled. AC coupled, yep, that looks right. Yeah, so everything seems to be working. So X position looks good. Yeah, so I don't see any problems. Let's probe around on a board here. Let me start something up. I'm still working on the Tutankhamun board. Fire it up. Let's see what kind of traces we can get. Oh, I better put this back down. Let's see. That's got some fuzz on the signal. That's only just this, so I get 5 volts per division. That's a 5 volt symbol. Look how fuzzy that is. What is up with that? Okay, well, I didn't have fuzz on the signal like that until I turned power onto the board. Let me turn off, see if it clears up. Okay, cleared up. Now, why is it doing that? Why does turning on the board cause interference on the signal? That is not great. Looks like it's getting better as it warms up, though, doesn't it? Wow, that's terrible. I don't know what to think of that. This focus doesn't have any effect on that. That's noise on the line. If I ground it, okay, so if I ground the node or ground the input, it is clean. So some kind of noise is coming in over the line. What if I change that? Nothing. Well, I don't think there's anything I can do to adjust it. That looks like some sort of problem with the scope. But I will say it looks like it's getting better as it warms up. So let me let that set a minute. I put a signal on it. Yeah, see, there's interference or something getting on the signal. I wonder if it's this crappy probe. This is not one of the probes they sent me. Let me swap out the probe and see what happens. Okay, so I've plugged in one of the HP scopes that came with the unit, and you can see there we're not grounded. There's ground. There's the probe on DC coupling. It's much cleaner. I mean, it's perfect with no signal. Let's see what 5 volts looks like. That's what 5 volts look like. Now that probably is actual noise on the 5 volts. Let's look at some signals. So yeah, so it must be the probe is just crap. It's a probe I bought from China, so it doesn't shock me there. But I didn't have that problem with the HP scope, I don't think. I don't know, I can't explain it. But this scope seems to be working adequately. Is it perfect? No. But it's good enough. I mean, it's good enough for what I need. I'm getting some decent signals, waveforms. So all the functions seem to be working. Oh, anyway, this is just introduction of the new scope I have. It's a B&K or BK Precision model 2120. This is a 20 megahertz bandwidth. They also make a 2120B, which is about the same price, and it's a 30 megahertz. This was the cheapest one I could find on eBay. It was 40 bucks plus like 20 bucks shipping or something. Total amount after tax was $68 and change. So I think it's going to be an okay purchase. If there's a problem with that noise on the probe and it wasn't the probe itself, then maybe a capacitor or something needs to be replaced. But if it's just a matter of letting it warm up or something, I'll just do that and not repair it. But I mean, this is looking pretty good to me. These signals are definitely usable. All right, well, that's it for this video. Just kind of documenting this new scope. Thanks for watching.